And now there's more on the growing controversy over all those illegal immigrants who are flooding our southern border. More are apparently on the way, and now there are angry protests in reaction to the floodgates the government, it seems, cannot even get a handle on. Buses carrying immigrant children and families were forced back toward the border. Well, those protesters are outraged, so they blocked the buses that were heading to a California facility. A standoff comes after the mayor of Murrieta, California, urged the residents to fight the transfer of the illegal immigrants to their state. Chief White House correspondent Ed Henry live on the North Lawn with what the White House and the administration is doing. So this is only, Ed, seems to be growing, the anger and the emotion. How is the administration trying to deal with what we just saw in California?
Well, Eric, in talking to top White House officials, what they tell me is they realize this is a humanitarian crisis that continues to grow, and they say that's why the president came out a couple days ago and made clear he's requesting from Congress $2 billion to try to deal with this. The problem, though, according to Republican Senator John Cornyn, who's from Texas, where some of this has obviously been going on in addition to what you see in California, Arizona, what Cornyn says is, look, the president also talked in the Rose Garden a couple days ago about potential executive action that would suspend some immigration enforcement potentially. And Cornyn says it's the president's policies that have led to this problem because folks just simply don't think there'll be any consequence for them if they're apprehended. And that's why they continue to show up at the border. And Cornyn is warning that if there's more executive action from the president, this could lead to a surge in illegal immigration, Eric.
Yeah, and Ed, I mean, look, if we have more demonstrations like that during the hot summer, if it only increases, if the numbers keep growing and they suspend some of the immigration enforcement as is alleged, what does that mean to the midterm elections?
Well, that's interesting because you heard the president today lash out at this week at Speaker John Boehner and say, look, Republicans are not moving on comprehensive immigration reform, so the president may have to move on his own with yet more executive orders. Interesting because we're told by top White House aides the president's ordered a review of what he can do on his own, go around Congress, and that review is due at the end of the summer. What does that mean? He gets that review at the end of the summer, then he would act in the fall right on the eve of the midterm elections. That could be something that would help Democrats turn out Hispanic voters, though when we pressed Josh Earnest, the White House press secretary, about that, he insisted politics is not a factor, Eric.
All right, Ed, thanks so much. It seems that it only is going to get harder. Take care.